Hello and welcome. Today we're making a 3D snowflake wreath from Plastic Utensils. First I'm going to start off with this snowflake as a base that I got for $1.50 at Dollar Tree. Then I've got my plastic utensils, some spoons and knives, and we're going to arrange those into a nice little snowflake. So this is my rough layout. Now I'll glue the tips down there, sort of stand them up so it looks a little less like spoons anyway. Give it a little more 3-dimension. Yeah, you should just lay them on their sides, glue the tips, and glue the inside of the spoon so that it'll stick all together. Then you'll want to make sure that you glue those spoons to the end of the longest piece of the snowflake. As always, we appreciate your support. Please hit subscribe and like. You'll be needing 12 spoons for this project. Now with our spoons in place, we're going to be attaching some mesh to our little snowflake. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy a lot of this stuff. You can just use some leftovers as we're doing here, some scrap from another project and spoons and knives from another camping trip. Just make sure that your mesh covers the tips of your spoons and go all the way down to the center. Then glue one side of the spoon and then the other side once it sets. And try to make sure there's enough mesh to cover the spoon bottoms later so that they look less like spoons. And please try not to burn yourselves. There are little rubber fingers you can buy at Dollar Tree. You can use those to protect your fingertips, or you can use an old plastic utensil like I am here. Then once your mesh is done on that piece of the triangle, just trim off the edges. Like I say, just glue it on the end of the spoon there so it doesn't look like a spoon, and then just trim off the excess. This project is really affordable because we're using a lot of scraps and leftovers, so don't throw away your scraps from other projects. You might be needing them later and it'll help to save you some money. Yeah, so the only thing we actually bought for this project was the plastic snowflake. Everything else is recycled or from other projects. And then just keep going and then fill in each triangle as you go. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles you'll have to fill in. And it's really easy, so anyone can do it. The key to attaching the mesh is to do it one section at a time. It's just so much easier to do that way. And if you don't have any leftover mesh for this project, I would suggest getting 6-inch mesh. Now I'll be taking my plastic knives and cutting them at about a 45-degree angle, probably about about a third down the blade, as you can see there. And the reason for our little knife tent triangle in the middle is to give it more of a 3D look. And to attach the knives, you just sort of glue the cut end down first and put little blobs of glue on the end and sort of wait till it cools and all that as you go around so it holds up nice. Then when you're meshing your tent, just do one half at a time. You'll start on one blade, glue that down, then do the others and go to the other half. When your first half is done, then just repeat the other on the other half, putting the glue up one side, then gluing the other and attaching it to the other knives. Then once all your mesh is attached to the knives, just clip off the excess. With the mesh in place, we're going to put some ribbon on the outside, just so again it doesn't look like a bunch of spoons, and it'll help finish it up really nice. And if you wanted to embellish the mesh, you could always put little snowflakes or rhinestones or some kind of little bling thing on them just to brighten it up. See, Harry knows what I'm talking about. And now we're going to be adding light to our snowflake. We got these for $2 at Dollar Tree, and they're just battery operated little mini lights or fairy lights. And you'll just want to glue those on the inside near the mesh so the light shows through. And just put a little dab of glue and go. It's kind of a slow project, but it'll be worth it in the end. Yeah, make sure that the battery pack is glued down before you start, and And then, like I said, just keep going around the snowflake until you're finished with your lights. It's just such a fun and easy project and takes no time at all to do. And there it is, a sensational end to an easy project. Thanks for crafting with me today, and we'll see you next time.